Emperor's New Clothes. A long, long time ago, there lived an emperor who just loved buying clothes. He spent lots and lots and lots of money on them, and his only reason for going to the theater or going out for a walk was to be sure that everybody could admire his latest purchase. He had a different outfit for every hour of the day. If anyone wanted to find him, the best place to look was always his dressing room. One fine day, two swindlers came to the city. They claimed they could make the best clothes in the world. As well as offering fantastic colors and designs, they said, they could weave a fabric with the extraordinary property of being invisible to anybody who is incompetent or stupid. It would be wonderful to have clothes made from this material, thought the emperor. Then I could find out who is good at his job and replace the stupid people with others who were more intelligent. So he handed over a considerable amount of money to the swindlers so that they could start to make a suit out of this wonderful fabric. The swindlers set up a loom and pretended to be working hard, although there was absolutely nothing on the loom. They said they needed silk and gold, but then they hid these expensive materials and went on with their imaginary work on the empty loom well into the night. I would really like to know if my new suit is going to look good, thought the emperor, but he felt a bit nervous about it as he knew that anyone who was stupid couldn't see the material. Of course, he had nothing to be worried about, but just the same, he decided to send someone else to see how the fabric was coming along. I'll send my trusted old minister to go and see the weavers, he thought. He's the best person to check on the material. He's sensible, and nobody is more deserving of his job than he is. And so it was that the trusted old minister walked into the room where the two swindlers were pretending to work on the empty looms. Oh heavens, thought the minister, opening his eyes wide, I can't see anything. But he kept quiet about it. The two swindlers asked him to take a closer look, asking his opinion on the colors and the pattern. The poor minister stared and stared, but still couldn't see anything at all because, of course, there wasn't anything there to see. Is it possible that I am stupid? Wondered the old minister. Well, who would have thought it? I don't deserve my job as minister. Nobody must find out. I won't tell anybody that I can't see the material. You have anything to say? Asked one of the swindlers. Oh, it's magnificent. Of the very best quality, answered the old minister, squinting through his glasses. Such elegance, such colors. Yes, I will definitely tell the emperor how much I like it. That makes us very happy, said the two men, and they went on to talk about the colors and the patterns and the material. The minister memorized everything and then repeated it all word for word to the emperor. The swindlers kept asking for more gold and more silk, which they sneaked into their hideouts, and meantime, they kept up the show of working on the empty loom. The emperor sent several other officials to check up on the progress of this weaving. They too were frightened when they found they couldn't see the cloth, but none of them admitted it. They all told the emperor how magnificent the cloth was and agreed that, when his suit had been made from the wonderful material, he would show off the outfit in a grand parade. The whole city was in suspense, waiting to see the emperor's new suit. Cries of "Magnificent! Excellent!" could be heard on all sides and in every language. The emperor awarded each of the two weavers a medal of honor and the title Lord Weaver. The night before the parade, the weavers pretended to work the whole night long, burning 16 candles. Everybody saw them working hard to finish the emperor's suit in time. They took the imaginary cloth off the loom and carefully cut it with big scissors before sewing it with sharp needles and imaginary thread. At last they announced, "Look, the suit is finished." The emperor, the two swindlers raised their hands as if they were holding something up to the light and said, "Look at these trousers, look at the jacket, here is the cape," and added, "It's as light as a spider's web. It's almost as if you were wearing nothing at all, and that precisely is a sign of the best suit possible." "Yes, yes, indeed," chorused the gentlemen, but nobody could see anything because there wasn't anything to see. "Your Royal Highness, if you would care to take off your clothes," said the swindler, "we can dress you in the new clothes here in front of this big mirror." The emperor took his clothes off, and the swindlers pretended to dress him, garment by garment, in his new suit. They even managed to make it look like they were fastening a cloak at his waist. The emperor looked at himself in the mirror from top to bottom, first from one side and then from the other. "Your Majesty, it suits you to perfection. Truly marvelous," they all declared. "Such patterns, what wonderful clothes." "His Majesty's carriage is waiting at the door," said the Master of Ceremonies. "Oh, good, I'm ready to go," said the Emperor. "It certainly fits me well, doesn't it?" He gave another twirl in front of the mirror, as it seemed that everybody was admiring his splendor. The pages that had to carry the Emperor's long train-like cloak went through the motions of lifting it up off the floor and holding it as they walked behind him, so that nobody would realize that they couldn't see anything. The Emperor climbed into his open-topped carriage, and the parade set off, watched by the entire city. People lined the streets and watched from the windows, making admiring comments. "My goodness me, the Emperor's new suit is fantastic. What a lovely cape. How well it suits him." Nobody dared to admit that they couldn't see anything at all, because everybody else would have called them stupid. The suit was turning out to be the most successful outfit the Emperor had ever worn until... "But he's naked!" exclaimed a little boy. "Oh, listen to that nonsense the innocent child is talking," said his father, and whispered to the person next to him, telling him what his son had said. "A little boy says the Emperor is naked," murmured the people one after another, until in the end everybody was saying the same thing. "The Emperor is naked!" This worried the Emperor rather a lot, because in reality he knew they were right. However, he thought the best thing to do was to let the parade go on, and posed even more proudly than before while the pages held up a train-like cape that didn't exist.